Welcome to the Tune Project. Today I'll be teaching you how to play the tune Black-Eyed Susan or Black-Eyed Susie on the violin, so stay tuned. If you end up enjoying this video and finding it to be helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up below, and if you're not yet subscribed to the Tune Project, I post videos just like this one regularly here along with violin tips and techniques, so go ahead and hit that red subscribe button below and the bell so that you never miss when I post a new video. As always, the timestamps are listed below if you'd like to skip around, and if the pacing is a little too slow or fast for you, you can adjust the speed in your video settings. And for the extended version of this tutorial where we dive a little deeper and I show you how to play the version of the tune you heard just a minute ago, head over to Patreon. The link is in the description box below. Now grab your fiddle and let's get into it. This tune is a reel in the key of D major, so make sure you're warmed up in that key. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get into this first phrase. Okay, so we're starting on the A string, we're going back and forth between the A and E strings using a lot of the same notes, so be sure to listen for any repeated notes that you're hearing along the way. Here's our next phrase. So that time we had a little bit of a broken scale going on. It was a descending scale, but there were a couple of skipped notes in there. So see if you can identify which notes were skipped so that you're able to follow that pattern. The good news is that was the hardest part of the A section. The next two phrases are almost identical to what you just learned. So let's move on to this third phrase, which you should recognize. Okay, so same as the first phrase minus the two pickup notes, and then moving into this fourth phrase, you should also recognize this one. Okay, so the only difference with that one and the second phrase was the last couple of notes. So instead of two quarter notes at the end, we had two eighth notes followed by a quarter note. So hopefully you were able to pick up on that slight rhythm difference there. And since the form of this tune is A-A-B-B, we would go back and repeat all of what we just played. So let's go ahead and do that together now. We'll play through the whole A part once slowly so that you're able to practice it. 1, 2, 3. All right, so moving on to this B part, we are starting on the E string. We have some higher notes here, and we're going to be using the fourth finger in this first phrase. Okay, so already you'll notice that in the second half of that phrase, we had the same rhythm as we saw earlier in the A part. The first couple of notes have a slightly different rhythm. We have that short, long, so just be sure to listen for those. And as I said, the fourth finger comes into play here for that B note. And here is our second phrase of the B part. Okay, so I know that sounds like a lot. We had more moving eighth notes going on, but really we're kind of dancing around the same few notes. We're going up and back down, and it's very scalar in nature. So if you can think of it that way and see which notes repeat and which notes are moving in a scale pattern, that will be less overwhelming. Okay, and here is our third phrase of the B part. Okay, so a slightly different rhythm there as compared to the first phrase, but very, very similar and same notes going on. And then our next phrase, which is the last phrase of the B part, goes like this. So of course, you probably recognize that as the second phrase of the B part, except we had a slightly different rhythm. So just like in the A part where we had the quarter notes the first time and the eighth notes the second time, for the B part, it's sort of the inverse of that, where the first time we have those eighth notes at the end of the second phrase, and then at the end of the fourth phrase, we have those quarter notes. Okay, so now that you've learned the whole tune, let's go ahead and play this B part together at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, congratulations for learning all of Black Eyed Susan with me today. I really hope you enjoyed that little reel. It's a fun one, and I hope you can start to practice it and work up the speed and become a lot more comfortable with it. If you tend to learn better with sheet music, I do have this very arrangement in sheet music form on my website, so you're welcome to check that out. It's in the link in the description box below. And if you'd like to dive a little deeper into this tune and add some ornaments and make it sound a little bit more fiddly and stylistic, come join us on Patreon for the extended. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Happy practicing! Many of the tunes that I teach here on the Tune Project are selected by my Patreon members, so if you'd like to have a say in the tunes that are featured on this channel, consider joining us on Patreon.